Let's introduce our leadoff interview here today. We have two representatives from Scout. We have President Mark Goldman and Vice President, Director of Client Services, Cheryl Maher. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Ryan.
All right, so we're going to talk about Scout. Tell us, what is Scout?
What is Scout? Scout is a very independent marketing services agency. Been in business for almost 17 years, 3 offices across the United States, 110 employees currently.
Okay.
So it's a very diversified and integrated marketing services.
Based here in Atlanta.
Here in Atlanta.
And it was founded here in Atlanta as well?
It was. The 2 co-founders. One actually is still here. He serves as the executive creative director. And the other lives and operates and runs the San Diego office.
How long have you been involved with the organization?
2 years.
2 years. Tell us about your background previous to that.
Okay. I'm probably the oldest in the room, so I go back in the New York advertising community into the late 1970s, so just after Mad Men era type thing, but still some remnants of the Mad Men era. And grew up mostly at Ogilvy and Mather, now referred to as Ogilvy. After that, I worked for a company in Knoxville, Tennessee called Whittle Communications. Moved to Atlanta when 2 young entrepreneurs in the ad business, Joel Babbitt and Joey Ryman, hired me to sort of be their executive managing director. From there, Joel and I, after that, started our own company called 360, which we sold to Gray Global, a big agency group in New York. Did that for 7 years. And then I became a client, went over the dark side and worked as the chief marketing officer for Viking Range Corporation for a couple of years.
That's a name we've heard here in the studio a couple of times, Viking Range Corporation. But you've been at Scout for 2 years now, and you're the president over there. Tell us, from your perspective, what separates Scout from the other players out there?
Well, I think our independence helps. So we're not part of a large agency group. We're very agile. I think also the way that we try to develop employees, we encourage employees to what we call bring their brave to the office every day. So be brave is our motto and our sort of driving statement of mission. And we try to apply that all the time. And what we do, we encourage employees to have their own brave outside of the office. And we're always looking for new ways of thinking. We're very insight driven. So meaning we need to understand how consumers think, feel, act, what's bothering them, their issues, et cetera. And if we have a good finger on that pulse, then we can drive great communication for our clients' brands.
So understanding, being brave, and knowing your clients for sure. Cheryl, I understand you guys are an expert in moms. How did you come to be that?
Sure. Well, we're lucky enough to have several clients that target the mom demographic and parents in general. So a lot of times we talk about moms, and I think we should really think about anybody who's parenting a child, right? Whether they're married, single, male, female. But we are lucky enough to have a lot of clients that target the mom demographic. So if you think about the experience we have in all the different research initiatives with all of those clients, all the different analytics that we get from all those clients, it's a natural. It happens that we now become this kind of hub of information and insights around moms. Yeah. And we've actually decided this past year in 2015, to take that a bit further and start to create some innovative products and services for our clients around that insight. So one of the things we launched last year is our own proprietary research panel of moms that we reach out to on a monthly basis to gain insights just for us, for the insight work, the strategy that we do, but we also offer that as a service to our clients. So where a lot of times you want to reach out to a group and get some insights, it can be months, it can be tens of thousands of dollars to do a focus group or even do online research. So we offer a very efficient, quick, and cost-effective way to get to those insights. And it's led by their brand agency, their strategic lead. So it's a win-win.
Right. So you're doing it for yourself, but you're also doing it for your clients.
Yes.
And if I'm a new product maker out there and if my product is there to service moms, I can come to your organization and you can begin to show me the path to really targeting that consumer group out there.
Absolutely. And it all starts with that key insight. One of the things that we do is we reach out, we keep the pulse of the parenting community, and we find movements that are already happening. And we help brands understand how to join that movement and be a part of it. I think a lot of times clients who target moms have their message and they want to go out and they want to preach that message. That doesn't work. You have to attach to something that's already there and then help create momentum around it. So that's one of the things that we specialize in.
And it's evolving. Today's, success is not next week's or next month's, next year. So you've got to stay current on what are the trends in the industry and what are your consumer market. What are they really wanting out there? And moms, that's changing. How does technology play into a lot of this?
Oh, well, I think it's very helpful, but it's also, it confuses and complicates things as well, right? So where you used to be able to do a large awareness campaign and go on broadcast and radio and reach all of your target, that just doesn't happen anymore. With everybody streaming video, everything is so picked apart in different pieces, and at times multiple, mediums are being used at the same time. So understanding how the TV that's on works with the social campaign that's on at the same time. So I love the challenge of having to figure out those kind of micro moments to connect with mom. But to me, it's all about that core insight and making sure every way that you're touching them across all of these different media and technology is helping them with their life. Like, how can a brand truly add value? Because that's when you're going to get that loyalty and engagement.
Right. And then a lasting relationship will be formed on those. So you're Senior Vice President, Director of Client Services. What does that role look like for you on a daily basis? What does a day in the office look like for Cheryl?
Babysitting.
Babysitting him. No, I'm just kidding. Total joke.
Right.
So every day is different, which is part of why I love this industry. It's why I love Scout. I've actually been with Scout for 13 years. We've grown so much over that time, and I love the constant change of the environment and the ability to innovate, the ability to drive strengths in our team. But I lead the account service team. So I'm really working with my team to set the strategies, to make sure that the client's taken care of, make sure that the process and the work that we're doing is on strategy and the creative is great. But also Mark and I work together. I work with him and support on how are we growing the agency? How are we building our talent? How are we really focusing on the strengths of our employees, adding where the gaps are? And how can we constantly innovate so that we're better tomorrow for our clients than we were today? We have a lot of very long-standing clients and very tight relationships. Some clients we've had for over 6 years, which is kind of unheard of in this industry. And I think it's because we are constantly challenging ourselves to bring new value every day and never rest on what we did yesterday.
So your clients are longtime loyal supporters and have been with you a while. Who are some of these type of clients? Can you explain those to our listeners?
Sure. Let's start with Rich Products, Rich Foods, based up in Buffalo. They have a subsidiary or subdivision called Farm Rich, and also CPAC. So Farm Rich is all about frozen appetizers, and you probably, or maybe you've heard of them, but they are the second largest brand in that category. And CPAC is the same sort of frozen appetizers, but obviously in the seafood area. And they are a wonderful client. They sit in St. Simon's, not too bad visiting them. As Cheryl said, they've been a long time client. Another great client of ours is Flowers Foods. So Flowers Foods is a Fortune 500 company. It sits in Thomasville, Georgia. If you're not sure where that is, it's 30 minutes from the Florida border, Tallahassee, that is. Great bunch of people sitting on the largest bread brand in the United States called Nature's Own, right? Which is a $1 billion brand in and of itself. And they have a lot of other products as well. We work with a company called Invista, which is owned by Koch Industries, and they are a big player in the commercial and consumer flooring or surfaces segment. So those are just a few of the clients. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to mention the brands of Invista are Antron, which is a commercial brand, but Stainmaster, which I'm sure you guys have heard of.
Right.
And also we have a great local client, Delta Community Credit Union, that we've been working with for over 4 years.
So you have a combination of some B2B, some B2C, some big industry, some small niche marketing as well. But so you're able to service a wide range of clients along those lines.
I think that's right. I think that's one of our success stories is that we can tune ourselves very nicely to whatever level of activity or interaction a client really demands. Some clients prefer, which is a trend in our business, to be on more of a project basis, meaning that they want us to attend to certain specific projects that have a very well-defined beginning, middle, and end. And other clients, like Flowers and Farm Rich, we are working on their business every day.
Mm-hmm. I always like to find out from a marketing agency, how are you actively out there marketing your services?
Okay. Well, we have a very disciplined program that involves three different things. One is we try to maintain a close relationship with a group called pitch consultants.
Okay.
So these are professionals that handle agency reviews. They can be very powerful. I mean, if clients quite often go to them, hire them to find agencies for specific needs.
So it's like a Better Business Bureau or something of that for the marketing agency itself.
Almost,
yeah.
in a sense, right? I mean, you need to be on their radar screens, and you need to be able to have a relationship with them, so that when there's a pitch, you're in the discussion, you're on the screen. We maintain a vigorous public relations effort, which is all around content development, which Cheryl does a lot for in terms of generating content.
So you mean like blog posts, social media campaigns, things like that?
All of that. We have, our blog post is called Big Brave Ideas, and you can find it bigbraveIdeas.com, and there's a lot of good stuff there, right? But we're also we're trying to reach out to media for publication and so forth. So we're aggressive about that. And lastly, there is nothing like current business for new business.
Right. Referrals.
Right. Well, not only referrals, but growth. Just today, I won't say what it is, just today, Cheryl and her group got additional business from the CPAC group. So you do that because you are demonstrating every day your value to clients. That is our job, is to create value for our clients' brands. And I think we do that tremendously.
Well, it sounds like this good effort is trickling down from the top all the way through the entire organization over there. So we are certainly resonating that with your mission here at Business Radio X. Do good work and good business will find you. So let's just ask you a couple other personal questions before we get out of here. So I see that you're sitting on a number of boards, Mark, here with the Atlanta Ballet. What's some ways that you personally give back, as well as Scout gives back to the community here in Atlanta?
Well, Scout is very active. We spend a lot of time, doing individual things as they come about. So that's one thing. If there is a fundraising thing that we're interested in, our icon, if you will, is a dog and dogs. So dogs are important.
Love dogs.
Okay,
right.
Well, why? Because they're loyal,
yep.
They're brave, and they're committed, right? So we think that represents us very, very well. So we do a lot of things related to dogs, not the least of which is that we have a policy in-house that if you are willing to adopt a dog or any pet, we will pay for that.
For the adoption fee.
That's
fantastic.
So we're very, very committed to that. The other is we just started working with a foundation called the Steven Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation. You probably haven't heard of it. It's New York based, but it might suggest something to do with 9/11,
yes.
And it does. I won't get into the whole story. You should go online and read it, but we have now started working with them because they also have a subgroup or sub-brand called Building for America's Bravest. And it's a developmental fund that gives tragically wounded, horribly wounded vets a chance to build their lives back by giving them a home that is customized for them. And if you see, how horribly altered they are, it is just a wonderful thing that they can move into a house and they can actually access things and get around because it was built for them. So it's very meaningful for us, and we're very committed to that. And so to me, that's as important as all the boards that I serve. Right.
In being involved. Go ahead, Cheryl.
No, I was just going to mention one other thing that we started this year, and it was an idea that actually came to us from our employees, so we can't take credit for it, but we actually give every employee 2 days a year to volunteer. It's in addition to their personal time, in addition to sick, in addition to vacation. So they have to propose what they're going to do. But we encourage our whole team to give back in many ways. So I just think that's another unique way that
absolutely, because you do it as a personal level, you want to do it as an organization, and you certainly would just want to help all those who need help, and you got to pick your lane and stay there, whether it's you're helping animals or you're helping homeless or you're helping veterans along the way. Either way, I think that's great. So yeah, anything else coming up in 2016 for Scout that we should be putting on our radar to look out for? Any new initiatives or places you may be, trade shows, something like that?
Well, we're we're hopeful that we're going to be on the agenda for the Advertising Age Small Business Seminar, which takes place during the summer. Won't get into it, but we have some really good ideas. One involved Cheryl and one of her clients that will do a case study, which is really a great, cool thing that they can do. We also, on our staff, we have 3 professional improvisers. They're with Dad's Garage.
Yes.
I'm very proud to give them that plug. If you've never been to any improv, go to Dad's Garage, and I'm sure it'll change your life.
We encourage that too, right?
Okay. So anyway, it has informed a lot of the way that Scout thinks. And hopefully for this seminar, 2 of our illustrious improvisers are going to do something that they're preparing as a TED Talk, but would be, the why improv helps brands develop kind of a better, higher order creative position. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah, so stay tuned for more listeners and lovers of Scout, as they will be bringing some new initiatives and new ideas to market out there. Please share with our listeners how they can find out more information about yourself or Scout.
Well, you can go ahead and go to our website at www.findscout.com. Or, Mark, do you want to give your personal home address and contact
email,
them?
LinkedIn.
You can email me easily at mgoldman@findscout.com. I get more emails that I don't recognize, so another one won't matter.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to more great things coming from you and your organization in 2016. If we can help you further your voice, amplify your message.